is Malta?
What is Malta?
What's Malta?
What is 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 Malta?
I have no idea. I never even heard of Malta before this trip. And that's why I'm gonna ask the locals, the people who call Malta their home, what Malta means to them. When I stepped off the plane in Malta, I was expecting a small seaside European town with castles and violins. Well, Malta isn't that. It's a busy country with cars and cranes and energy built on top of some of the most historical lands in the world. I came here with the question, is Malta worth visiting? And well, I've got 2 weeks to find out.
What is Malta? It's an island paradise. Malta is a blend of culture. It's a great place for sort of festas and sort of like humanity, really.
Is Malta really religious?
Really religious, very Catholic. These are St. Paul's Islands, and legend goes that St. Paul arrived in Malta and was shipwrecked on this island. He was then bitten by a venomous snake, and that's why we don't have venomous snakes over here. And he brought Christianity to the island of Malta, that's why we're Christians.
For me, Gozo is where it's all happening. Gozo is like the countryside of Malta, more nature, slower time, you know, no one's in a hurry here. And the best part is the sea all around. Gozo is a tiny island, and we've got beautiful sea, beautiful wilderness, depth. And when I'm out in the sea, to me that's very meditative, and I connect with the blue world. And that blue world and the other world make me feel balanced. Give me a sense of balance.
Obviously I grew up here all my life, and for me it just blends in very well with freediving. I can literally pick up my bags even in the winter time because the sea doesn't get too cold, and I'm in my element. I'm where I want to be, you know. I'm with my friends, and for me there's nothing else really that that excites me or that makes me want to live, you know. Although like Malta does come with many downfalls, right? Especially in the recent years, every country does. But for me, because I have the sea near me, then there's nothing else really I want.
It isn't a perfect place. It feels rugged and maybe unrefined. There's a lack of trees and wildlife dating back to the Roman Empire, building ships and deforesting a lot of what was originally in Malta. But there's a charm to this place that had me falling in love with it. Walking through the city of Valletta, I would duck my head under an old stone archway, only to find a modern 21st century bridge on the other side. But Malta's changing. Speaking with the locals, there's a nostalgia for the old Malta, the one from their childhood with less development, less traffic and pollution. My biggest question when I arrived was, is Malta really worth visiting? It is, absolutely. But more importantly, it's worth protecting, so foreigners and locals alike can continue experiencing that charm and what makes Malta, Malta. Is there like a certain place that's beautiful, or the ocean, or the people?
People, the climate, the weather. I love Malta.
That's so good. Thank you so much.
For me, it's a sleepy, quiet, bit of a backward place, but it's sea, salt, ocean, and that's all I care about.